Oh,
Hello.
we like where we are, right outside
Yes.
the US Embassy, live
Yeah.
from outside the US Embassy.
Yeah. Very
Um,
much live. Yeah.
I
And thank
can't.
you for the invitation, Crispin.
I mean, I can't agree with this protest more. This because to me everything is pointing to the US. It's taken a while for it to sink into me, but
Mm.
having spoken to people in Latin America and how the US is interfering there, it just seems so clear that the US is behind so much that's wrong, and that must include Palestine and Lebanon and what's happened. Can you tell us about the encampment anyway? I'll shut up.
Yeah, thanks very much. But that's exactly right. I think we were here in April for a week, and we shut up shop. And then, as the genocide has continued, and as the atrocities have continued, and as the Israeli aggression has expanded, we felt more and more compelled, particularly in the run up to the U.S. elections, to come back and uh, be more committed to staying here for the long run. So the camp was originally inspired by the non-stop picket that was outside the South African embassy calling for the release of Nelson Mandela. And some of us on the camp used to attend that when we were younger. And I remember going, and they were there come rain, hail, shine, all weather, all seasons. And they were there for 4 years, day in and day out, calling for the release of Nelson Mandela. And our intention is very much to sort of replicate that. And what we find and what people are referring to here as well is the community that builds up around it. When you build it, people will come. And you can see our this fantastic banner behind me there, stop arming Israel, which is of course one of the main calls. And then round the front, looking directly, I could take you round if you want, but like face, in fact, I will take you round because it's such a brilliant sign. We've got this banner that faces, that's the Israeli, might as well be, that's the American embassy there. So we really are right at the foot of the American embassy. And then we have this sign here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
all
sign.
day, all night, 24/7. For we've been here since the 1st of September and we're not planning to go anywhere. Calling them out. This is their genocide. And as you say, I think we're hearing that more and more, and it's becoming more and more obvious, particularly with the sort of feigned ceasefire negotiations, that this is very much a US project and a US driven genocide. So we'll stay. We're here to stay, and we're here to keep calling it out, and the community that's building around it. And I'd really welcome anyone who can to come down, because it really is, again, something that people know any time of day or night. You can rock up here and there will be others here who are feeling the same rage and the same need for to do something and to come together and to support each other.
Have you had any trouble for it? I mean, what's the police been, the response been to it?
Absolutely fine, because we did a legal spec just before we set up in April to make sure. I mean, we know that we're legally allowed to be here because we have our right to peaceful assembly, and so far so good. We are aware when the police have come. There's questions about who's organizing it, and we're clear that it's a very amorphous sort of organic, non-led thing that's just here. So, but they've been very clear that we have a right to be here. And we know that there's a petition by local residents to try to get us removed, but so far nothing's happened.
Right. Do you need one of those old, those picket line things where in the winter you're going to need some heat, aren't you? All that those color gas things and stuff like that. Do you want all that
We're
stuff?
we're really well stocked. We've got a solar panel, we've got a fridge, we have
You've got a
um,
solar panel.
yeah, there's, it's the most
Wow.
weird. The structure is incredible. It's just this beautiful wooden painted structure just sitting opposite the US embassy. So it provides this amazing shelter. Then we have a lot of tents. I'll show you the tents so people stay as well. Um,
Oh, cool.
it's really well set up. We have two water points. We're right on the river. It's absolutely like it's an amazing location.
Oh, what
And
the other
and we're
one?
just
Just one other. What about the
thorn in
what
their
about
side.
the what about the plumbing? What about when people need to check the plumbing?
We have
Is there?
yes, there's just a supermarket about 2 minutes walk away with a
Oh,
with
right,
a
okay. Well, we won't put that bit out there. Oh, all
yeah. So
right.
no, and we're holding events here during the week. We had Israelism. We had a film screening here on Friday night showing Israelism. Glenn Secker from Jewish Voices for Labour came down and gave a talk, and we've got we're showing next week the new on Friday evening the new. We have food every evening is provided. Next Friday, we've got the new Al Jazeera documentary on the IDF war crimes. We'll be screening that with a speaker as well, ex-IDF. So we're there's always something going on. Yeah,
Right.
and everyone is welcome. And if anyone would like to come or suggest holding an event, please, get in touch. I'll put the thing in the chat for our Insta. And there it is. I think someone's already posted it. sw.act for PAL. Thank you.
Wow, this is look. We've got to go down there and film it with a proper camera and
Great.
do a promo of it and get it really out there so more people know about it, because it looks fantastic. You put a lot of work in there, and
thanks for offering this platform as well to raise awareness.
And the other good sign is that you've got a really good signal on Zoom, which means it must be a good idea.
We've got Wi-Fi. We've got Wi-Fi as well. There's some techie people involved. It's not me. There's some good tech people involved.
We've got to promote this. So I'll put this video out, a bit of this video as well on YouTube, and try and get more people to go down. It looks like you're doing a great job. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.